Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. I just am having coffee here in my living room. Normally, I have it on the other side, which is behind the living room, where I actually can look at my plants on the coffee table. But our little Snowbell has been so naughty that he decided to actually attack like all of the plants that is on a coffee table, so I have moved them. So I don't have a good view, but this is the perfect one for me for today. Decided to do a room tour. Okay, let's start with this terrarium. I actually made this terrarium myself, I think that was last week, and I did do a clipping. Um, so I will probably put that together. It wasn't really that hard, but I just don't know what to do with it once the plants have grown. So I will look it up. So if you ever are a terrarium expert, please do let me know. Okay, this I chose 3 plants. I just didn't want to overcrowd it, and I don't want to put moss because I don't want it to look really. I want it to look clean yet functional. So I did choose a little bit of color, which is, I think this is a Pitonia. If I'm wrong, please do correct me. And then I have a Syngonium, which I've always wanted to get a really big one, but nevertheless, my ambition is to let it grow big. And then this really nice fern right here. So I got this at Bunnings here in Australia, and if you're in America, it's like a Home Depot. So it's called Bottle Baby. So it is plants designed to go in a terrarium. Okay, so off we go to this first little stand right here. This is called the Rickrack cactus. The easiest cactus to grow. And it's just, I just love it. If you look at it, or it's also called the fishbone cactus as well. You don't see this often at your regular hardware store, but I did spot it at online from a local nursery. So they do have a contactless pickup and all that. So yeah, I am propagating this because it's such unusual. And then my niece also is a plant collector, and I'm trying to help her build up her collections as well. So yeah, love this one. Okay, next one is my Ripsalis basifera. I really adore this plant. Once again, it's really unusual and an uncommon, but yet it's so clean. Look at it, it's just so clean. You'll see that it is growing new tassels. That means it loves where it is and can't wait for it to grow longer and longer and longer. So this one's growing as well. So I did cut a few to put in my room, in my bedroom upstairs, because I just love it. I love this little thing right here. It's growing some aerial roots and all that. Okay, now I have featured this maidenhair fern. This is probably my 3rd or my 4th. But yes, I lucked out because it is actually thriving now. I did repot it like last week, so I think that's where this stress is coming from. But these are a pain to grow. For some reason I can't grow them. But this last one, I said, well, you know what, it was on sale. This was like about 3-4 months ago before Christmas. And yeah, and I said, well, you know, if it doesn't, then it doesn't. So I'll just, you know, rest my case and move on. But look, it has grown really, really well, and it's thriving. Okay, now this rack, I actually just got this from eBay. It wasn't too bad. It was $40 and it was free shipping. Although when it arrived last week, I thought it was bigger. So I was hoping that I can put a couple of plants in each rack, but no, I couldn't, because the plants were really long. But anyway, Okay, so right here on this corner on the top, this is my Alocasia zebrina, I believe, which was attacked by no other than Snowbell. So she did get a leaf out. So this one she did chew a bit too, but it did put me a new leaf, which is untouched, which is really, really good. This one she didn't get a hold of, but it got a little bit of a sun damage there, I believe. But yeah, so she resides up there because she's just too tempting for Snowbell. Okay, so my next one is my Pink Princess. I did chop it 4 ways because I was actually researching it why it's not really variegated. So they told me that the only variegation that I got is the top part. So it told me on online that if you do cut the variegation up, it will actually stimulate it to have more variegation or what have you. So I'm doing an experiment. So I have the bottom one here, and then there's 2 cuttings here, and then the top in my bedroom, which actually fell last night, is upstairs, which had that pink variegation. So I'm waiting for it to root up, so you can see, and then as you can see, it's throwing up some leaves. It looks like it's not going to be a variegated leaf because of the color, and there's one coming out here too. So yeah. Okay, so my next one, I believe this is an Alocasia poly. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. I am very brand new to indoor plants. I do have a few knowledge of orchids because I've been growing orchids since the 90s, and I have been collecting orchids for the last massively for the last 5 years, and that's how this channel actually evolved. So yeah, this is my very first time actually owning this as well, so I'm still trying to learn how to actually take care of it, and once that I do, I will share that with you. Okay, philodendrons, my favorite of the genus of the indoor plant community is probably the philodendron, and because they are just like, they just have beautiful variety. And this one is Philodendron Moonlight. Philodendron Moonlight, it's just so beautiful. Okay, next one is a rattlesnake plant. I believe this is the Lancifolia, and it was just moved to category to a name that I can't even pronounce nor spell. So once that I get so used to all these indoor plants Latin names, I get better. It's always because of research and because of practice and all that. Okay, so I've mentioned that this is my Pink Princess that I have chopped. As you can see, chopped it there. Did put a bit of cinnamon. And yeah, she's doing well right here on the southwest facing window. Now, this is my Monstera adansonii, and she came in with 3 big, really nice stems, which I divided because I just don't like it too crowded. So now I'm trying to actually grow 3 of them, and hopefully like share some of it. And yeah, okay, now this is my beautiful Phalaenopsis hybrid, bought from a grocery trip the other day. She is tiny. She was in moss, and she was just like, she was root bound. So I normally don't touch orchids when I buy them from the store, but this time I really had to because I don't want really for her to struggle into, and you know me, I always like double spikes. I always inspect all the orchids that that I get if they have like an extra freebie. And this one, I lucked out on this one. Yeah. Roots look good. Foliage looks good. And this is my bonus here. You know my rules in bringing home an orchid is that I look at the roots first. If that's good, I look it up. I look up the foliage. If that's good, I really don't focus too much on the blooms. As long as I like the pattern and I don't have that color, I'll grab it regardless whether the bloom is great looking, because once that you have a healthy roots, great foliage, you can always rebloom it. Okay, so this is my string of hearts. Right there she is. She's beautiful. These things are not cheap, you know. I was just like, what, $19 for one string? But the really full ones, guys, it was like $119. The really full ones that has really full hair and all that, so I won't even go there. Now I got this. I love pink, so I will do feature all these plants individually when I start to do all my individual features. So this plant is called the Pink Panther, and if you can just look at her foliage, you will understand why I love her so much. Again, this is the very first time that I'm growing these, so I'm still learning how to take care of them. So she goes at the back. String of pearls. I don't even know why I bother, to tell you honestly. This is probably my fourth. Then I stopped like a few years, and then now I started ordering them again. So I tell you guys, if this doesn't work for me, I will give it a risk. I will close my case. No more. But I did buy the smaller one because if it dies, the investment won't be too painful. But yeah, so for some reason they thrive on neglect and water them if you remember. But you know, otherwise I hope that I won't kill this though, because I really love it. I'm so desperate for it to work for me. And I hope that this time, since I'm a better plant mama, I hope that this will thrive for me. Next is a Hoya. Hoya Indian rope or Hindu rope. This one is beautiful. I looked it up online what the blooms look like, and I can just adore them. I can just eat them. But anyway, please don't eat them. It is beautiful. I bought the smaller kind because I really don't want to invest on the bigger one. I really don't know how to take care of them, so I'm starting really humbly here. So okay, now I got this online. This is the Philodendron Prince of Orange. How beautiful is that? It is so small, and I just can't wait to grow old with this guy. Next is my Pothos Goldilocks, I believe. The neon one. Yeah, Hardy's. I love Hardy's. This one, this is also a little starter plant that I got as well at the shops while grocery shopping. It's unusual. I do have I think it's a succulent. I'm not quite too sure. This is the first time I've seen it. Now when I looked at it, I said, oh, I like it. I'll grab it. I will feature her in a different separate video with some information how to care for her. This is another succulent as well, and it is a Euphorbia Flanaganii crest. See how unusual it is. If you've really paid attention, most of my plants now are not the common ones that you usually get, because I really want to expand my knowledge about this Okay, this is also one of my favorites. I've got so many favorites here. This is the Philodendron Brazil. Look at the variegation of it, guys. It's just amazing. It's just so beautiful. Yep, philodendrons are so easy to take care of. They're just like their hardies as well. Okay, this one is, I've had her. Oh, what happened here? I hope that my cat didn't munch on him. Grocery store brought as well. This is the very first time I actually have owned one of these plants, and to tell you honestly, I forgot what it's called, but then again, I will feature that once that I get to know them better and get more research of them before I feature them. And guys, you know I'm an orchid person. This is just an experiment. Okay, this is a Bulbophyllum miriam. Okay, now when you get a bottle baby like this, a tube baby like this, in my experience, it never thrived on me and they all died. These are not cheap either. These are about $10 for this little one, but I am experimenting and I do want it to work because her bloom is so beautiful, similar to the huckleberry. Yeah, whatever. Yep, but yeah, I am really hoping. So I am probably predicting if I don't kill this little one here, I'll probably get a bloom probably 5 years from now. So yeah, I'm still eyeing on a pot where I'm gonna put her when she is strong enough to be on a bark. But anyway, guys, oh, there's one here. Okay, so obviously you know that this is a Phalaenopsis. I've had these beauties for about not less than 5 years. Okay, so to tell you honestly, this hasn't bloomed on me for the last 2 years and I really forgot what they look like. So thriving now. They used to be in water culture and I decided to pull them out. They're thriving with new roots, as you can see at the back. They love the bark, and I'm just so upset why they're not thriving on me and they're not actually blooming on me. So I'll figure something out. So I have actually put her right next to the window so that it can feel the temperature drop, and it will signal them that it's time to put some spikes on. But yeah, guys, this is it. This is my living room, and these are the plants for now that I have here. As you know me, I love plants, and with this downtime, I am really enjoying the beauty and the propagation and learning new plant names, learning new, expanding my knowledge of plants other than orchids. And don't get me wrong, orchids, I still love them, as you can see. But I am really enjoying to actually expand my knowledge of indoor plants, and I am really absolutely crazy about them. So if you haven't subscribed already, I'd love to have you on board. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, and I shall see you on my next segment.